What is going on, everybody? Hello, hello, hello. Happy, what is today? Wednesday? Happy Wednesday. Hey, Cheryl. Hey, Jody. Yes, happy Wednesday. Thank you. From the UK. Wow. Hello to Nella. I've been seeing some people in the chat conversing already. Hello from Scotland, Miss Wee Lassie. Good to see you in here again. Let's see who all is in here. So as you're joining, don't forget to hit that like button on the way in. Today we are going to be going through the Jelani Day timeline. So this is a case that is a few months old at this point, but there is still some mystery surrounding it. To some people, to others, not so much, and we'll go through that at the end of the stream. But I want to go through the map. This may not be the longest stream. I want to go through the day through the maps like we do. And so that's what we're going to do today. I am curious who all is aware of the Jelani. Did I say Jelani Davis? I may have said Jelani Davis, by the way, because I have investigation on the screen, and I don't know why. Anyways, if I said Jelani Davis, my bad. But I'm curious. I'm going to do a poll in a moment before we get started on who all is aware of this case. I know many are because I've gotten emails about it. But hello to Lindsay. Hello. Brandy, how's it going? I'm doing well, Brandy. Thanks for asking. I am just enjoying the day. Oh, raindrops. You got to go? Okay. Well, thanks for stopping by. Definitely check out the live replay. Appreciate it. Or the replay. Thanks for stopping by. Let's see. Hey, EM. Hello. All right, let me set this up here. I'm going to put the poll up now. Who is aware of the Jelani Day case? I have the poll up right now. If you're on mobile, I believe, or I think you should be able to vote regardless. But whoever is able to vote, feel free to vote in that poll. I'm just curious as people are joining who's all familiar. Hey, Cindy, how's it going? Miss Wee Lassie says it rings a bell, but can't be 100% sure. Well, that is okay because today we're going to go through it together. In just a moment, we're going to let some people join the stream. Give it a few minutes. I'm going to keep reading a few comments as they roll in. Someone said something about a case in Nashville. Meg. Oh wait, hold on. Meg from Victoria, Australia. 7:40 a.m. It's going to be fine and 20 degrees Celsius day. A little cool for this time of year, but great dog training weather. Ooh. Awesome. So do you train Rottweilers? Is that why it's in your name? That's very cool. What is 20 degrees Celsius? Alexa, what is 20 degrees Celsius in Fahrenheit? Like 70?
20 degrees Celsius is 68 degrees.
68 degrees Fahrenheit. Nice. Yeah. I always am confused by that. When we go visit family in Canada, I'm like, all right, we're on Celsius now. So I'm somewhat okay at mixing the two. Lindsay says, I'm aware of the case and I don't think it gets enough attention. Thanks for doing a video on it. Oh, of course. I mean, I wish I would have. I mean, this was happening like right around the time I was starting my YouTube channel around true crime stuff and these types of stories. And so I haven't been able to cover it since starting all of this. So I'm glad to give it its own dedicated live stream that people can not only watch right now live, but after the fact when it uploads. So thanks for being here. Outdoorsy, happy you're doing it. Thank you. Okay, so we've got like a 50-50. Oh, hey, Shay, how's it going? We have like almost a 50-50 on the votes. 35 people have voted, and 54% of you are saying that yes. 53% are saying yes, you are aware of the case. 47, no. So this is great. Some people are going to be introduced to the case today, which is good. Oh my gosh, you know what I'm doing? I'm slurping my drink. Hold on. So sorry if I'm slurping in your ears. I have to mention, you guys, before we get started, my mic is very sensitive. My first few streams, people were like, turn your mic up, turn your mic up. And so I turned it up, and now it's loud enough for sure, but it picks up my slurping quite a bit. I'm going to try to turn away when I take a drink. People have called me out several times, even in some tweets. So Shay, you do recall this story? Okay, awesome. Well, we're going to go through it in great detail today. And actually, I'm referencing, in this video, I'm going to be following along this article here by the WGLT.org. They put this article out, and it's linked down below for those who want to click that. If you're on desktop, for instance, and you want to like put this up on another screen or next to this video, if you want to refer to the article at any point, it is linked down below for the timeline that we'll be following. So that is down below. It should be down below. Hey, Holly, how's it going? The only thing I heard about this case, liquefied organs, but not sure if that is true. I'm so glad you're covering it. Interesting. Okay, well, I guess the first thing, before we get into the actual timeline, the first thing that is relatively new in terms of this case is the reward for information has gone up. So, spoiler alert on the case, Jelani Day has been found. They have confirmed to have found him. So he has been found. Obviously, if you're aware of this case, you know this already. So the reward is not information that could lead to him being found. It is more so a reward for information in the case. So are people already hassling you? I don't think so. Sip away, Aaron. You're good. Are there any new leads on this case? Thank you, Michelle. Corinna, I don't think people are hassling me. I'm just catching myself sipping, and I don't want to sip too loud because people definitely have hassled me. But thanks to the people that are here, we have 60 people in here, and 36 likes. So let's keep hitting that like button as people are joining, and we'll get into this new video from 2 days ago on the 13th. Pamela, anyone see my comments? Yes. Oh, hey, I just now saw that. Hey, from Alabama. Yes, we see your comments. Good to see you, Pamela, in the chat. All right, let's listen to this real quick. This is kind of the newest update in the case.
New developments tonight in the death of Jelani Day. The FBI announcing a reward for information about what led to his death. In late August, the Illinois State University student was reported missing. The coroner said he had drowned. But his mother has always maintained something more happened, pressing the FBI and other law enforcement to dig deeper. News Nation's Felicia Bolton is here now with more on today's developments.
Yeah, the FBI is now coming forward. They say that they're going to do a little bit more whenever it comes to this case. As months go on, still there are more questions than answers as to what happened to Jelani Day. Now the FBI is offering a reward of up to $10,000 for information on what happened to him.
A mother's pain.
I wake up every day having to deal with the fact that I cannot talk to my son.
Turned into purpose.
I've been giving you things and giving you information that wasn't followed up, that wasn't taken seriously. I need answers about what happened to my child.
Unsatisfied with the local investigation, Carbon Bolden Day hired civil rights attorney Ben Crump.
They do not accept this proclamation from the local police suggesting that Jelani committed suicide.
Nearly 1 week after this press conference, the FBI is now doing more. On Monday, the FBI announced the Jelani Day Joint Task Force has enhanced measures aimed at identifying new leads related to this investigation. Agents say they are engaging in a coordinated nationwide multi-platform social media campaign to identify new leads, and even offering $10,000 for substantial information on Day's final hours. The Illinois State University student was reported missing on August 25th. His body ultimately discovered on September 4th in the Illinois River in Peru, Illinois. A coroner determined in October Day died from drowning, but says it was unclear how the 25-year-old had gone into the river. His mother believes her son was murdered.
Somebody thought it was a good idea to take him from us. And I want answers.
And they are asking the public to submit tips, even anonymously, by calling 1-800-CALL-FBI. This family has been advocating in this case. We've seen them do a lot of things here.
Let's hope this helps. Felicia, thank you. Thanks for watching.
So there's that little bit of an update as of lately, or a recent update, I should say, as of the 13th, with the offer reward for information at $10,000. So I'm not entirely sure if there's anything else that I haven't caught in my preliminary research. But if there is, hopefully we catch that today. I'm going to go through basically the article that I said is linked down below. That is his timeline from the day that he went missing. And we're going to go through the maps and show exactly where that's at in relation to where he lives and just where they ended up finding his body. And so we're going to actually be referencing this video at the very end again, because they actually show the bridge and the area where they believed, or where they did find him. And so we'll try to get as close to that area as possible in this video, so we have a good, hopefully a good picture painted of the day. One second, I think my sliding glass door is a little bit cracked open. I feel like it's a little louder than it should be. One sec. Oh my gosh. It was, and it's raining like crazy. It is pouring here in South Florida. It has not rained in the last few days. Sorry about that. Now is that letting in too much light? That's fine. We're good. That's going to bother me. Dang it. All right. I'm not OCD, but little things like that sometimes get to me. Okay. OCD? Yeah, I don't know. Anyways, so Mimi, you're at work listening? Awesome. Thank you. Oh, Cindy, you're going to have to watch later. Well, thanks for stopping by for the time being. Let's jump into this. We may as well get into it. We've been streaming for almost 15 minutes, so let's get into it. This is almost as mysterious as the disappearance of Daniel Robertson, and I haven't even gone into that. We'll have to do that at some point. So like I said, the article we are going to be following along is from WGLT, which is the NPR network based out of Illinois State University. That is linked down below if you'd like to follow along. In that, we are going to be starting our map quest in the town of Bloomington, Illinois. So if I zoom out all the way, we see that the two most recent, or the two closest cities to Bloomington are going to be Chicago and St. Louis, Missouri. So on 7:20 a.m. on Tuesday, August 24th, 2021, Jelani is spotted in security camera footage at ISU's Bone Student Center in Normal. Now that sounds confusing because Normal is like a town that's nearby, so that name comes back up later. I'm just like, what are they saying about in? Wait, hold on. Yeah, in Normal, because I was thinking they were saying he was wearing normal blue button-up collared dress shirts, whatever. I thought that there was like a mistake in the article, but that will come back up because that is a name of a place. But this is it right here. I haven't seen the footage that they're referring to in the article of the security camera footage at ISU Bone Student Center, but this is it right here. Illinois State University is here in Bloomington, and this looks like the campus, I would assume. The main campus. So this is the main campus here, and it looks like he was spotted in the student center early in the morning on August 24th at 7:20 a.m. So from there, at 9:12 a.m., he was spotted in security camera footage at Beyond/Hello, which is a Bloomington cannabis dispensary. Day appears to be wearing a blue Detroit Lions baseball hat, a black t-shirt with a unique graphic, a Jimi Hendrix shirt, white and silver shorts, /silver shorts, and black shoes with white soles. So very specific description. It is confirmed, and it does look like it matches up with the description of what he was wearing at the student center, not even 2 hours prior. So let's go on to the next part, which is the Beyond Hello Bloomington Cannabis Dispensary. So if we actually zoom out and see, we are still in the same town of Bloomington. If we expand this window and we go from the Bone Student Center in Normal, Illinois, we can see that it is super, super close. I mean, 3.5 miles almost, 3.2 miles. So not like he probably didn't walk there. And in fact, they mentioned in the article that his white Chrysler was seen in the parking lot. And so it's a white Chrysler 300. So this is pretty much what it looks like. I'm not entirely sure what kind of rims he had, if he had any sort of like additional things added. I want to say his actual Chrysler is online, so we can get an actual, so here it looks like this is the model that he had, or the exact this is his exact car, is what I'm trying to say. So it looks like he has a convertible top or a soft top. So he had some changes on it, because those aren't stock rims, I don't believe. Not that any of that is important to our story, but these are the two places that he was at first thing in the morning on August 24th. So he was at Bone Student Center, and the quickest route driving to the cannabis shop that he was spotted at would have been about a 3.2 mile drive, taking about 10-11 minutes. So let me open up actually let's see if I go back to this article. Yeah, you can see this is the surveillance footage that was from the dispensary. So you can see he is wearing his Detroit Lions hat. Is that what they said? Detroit Lions hat? Or Jimi Hendrix? I'll go back in a moment. But yeah, it looks like he's getting maybe his ID scanned, which is pretty common at some of these dispensaries when you first arrive, because though it is legal in some of these states, you still have to provide ID, much like if you were buying liquor from a liquor store. So this person possibly is scanning a ID to make sure he has a valid license that proves he is 21. It mentioned him wearing a blue face mask. I think he was probably wearing that at the campus. Let me go back to he had a blue face covering on at the campus in the security camera footage. And it looks like at the actual, at the dispensary, he's not wearing his blue mask, but it looks like he might be holding it. It looks like maybe one of just those regular medical masks. I'm going to chime in and read some of these comments that you guys have coming through and see what you guys are saying. I got a few emails, and this is just me pointing this out because I'm curious if people want me to go through everything and then just try to catch up to into the comments after the fact, or if you guys enjoy the fact that I kind of break the stream up into sections where I, refer to the comments and see what you guys are saying. I personally really like seeing what you guys have to say throughout. And of course, I never want to miss something like a super chat or something. If, of course, I'm doing something that's super intensive that I need to just be super focused on, I will, of course, do that and then come back and see the comments. But I like kind of bouncing between and see to see what you guys are saying. Because even Happy Face says there's a thing with young college men disappearing right now. So, it's interesting. It adds to the dialogue. Interesting because I thought he was on foot. This info is so helpful. So Shay, like comments like that. That's why I like to stop in between and kind of chat with you guys. If it's annoying, let me know, but I don't mind doing that. Someone told me to just continue and not refer to the audience at all and to just be like a reporter is what they said. I don't know if it was an email or a tweet that I got. But I'm not a reporter, I'm just someone who is interested in keeping these cases alive and shedding light on stories like this. So I don't know. What you're doing is good. Thank you, Cheryl. Brandy says comment breaks are good. Awesome. Or are fun. Great. Okay, awesome. Thank you. Also, we have 100 people here right now and 65 likes. Thank you to the over half of you that are here that have liked the stream so far. This helps get the stream out to new people so they can find the channel as well. Miss Wee Lassie says it's fine, or it's nice having a few minutes break while you read chat. One of us might have something relevant that piece pieces together what I'm talking about. Exactly. Steve says, I think stopping and breaking it up makes more sense. I too think that. So good. Thank you. Well, we're going to get back into it. We're going to get back into it now, but I just was curious what you guys thought. Polina says, is it me or was he staring at the camera? Yeah, he definitely, and I don't know how well I can zoom here that you guys can see. He's definitely looking at the camera here. Certainly looking up at the camera. But anyways, okay, so yeah, Misty, I like when you read the chat. Awesome. Holly, like the interaction. Okay, good. I do too. Okay, so we know that he, like I said, little recap. This is all very early in the morning on August 24th, 7:20 a.m. at the school student center, 9:12 a.m. at the Beyond Hello cannabis shop that is just a few miles away. That looks like, it looks like maybe it's not here right now. I think it's new. So the actual photos from the outside show that it's a much newer looking building. So I believe that's a Lazy Boy building. I believe it was actually the old street images aren't going to show the cannabis shop. But it's not important. So Wednesday, so that's it. So at Wednesday, on August 25th, a day later, he is reported missing. So 4:20 p.m. the following day, on Thursday, August 26th, the Peru police officers find Day's car concealed in a wooded area in Peru, about an hour north of Bloomington, south of Illinois Valley YMCA, and north of the intersection of 12th Street and West Clocks Avenue. An extensive canine search is conducted by state police. Drone aerial searches by Peru Fire were conducted, fire drones, as well as ground search by teams from Peru, Utica, Oglesby Fire Department. So many agencies involved in the initial search using what resources they had, such as drones, and just manpower to search the area. And that area is going to be right here on the map. So specifically, they said just south of Illinois Valley YMCA, on the intersection of 12th and West Clocks, in a concealed, how do they word it? Concealed wooded area. So if we go to the actual satellite imagery, you can see this is kind of a heavily wooded area around the YMCA anyways. It looks like there's a baseball field, different kind of parks throughout here, soccer fields and football fields. And they said his car was at the intersection of 12th and West Clocks. So if we actually take the Google Street image of this area, we can see that his car was probably in this area right here. Now, I'm not sure. This looks like it would probably be the exact location, because this is the intersection of 12th and West Clocks. And it appears, at least in the Google image, from August of 2019, which if I move my screen on Google Images, you guys can see down here where my mouse is wiggling around. That's the actual date that this photo was taken. So if you're unfamiliar with how that works, that's how you can see when these images were actually taken. So I would imagine that this is pretty normal for how the place looks right now, considering this is only a couple years old. So I don't think his car would have been parked obviously in these trees. So I would bet, just based on these Google images, that his car was probably parked up in these this area here, maybe up the road a bit more. No, that doesn't really make sense. He wouldn't be parked up the curb like that. And it does say on the intersection of 12th and West Clock. So concealed wooded area would, I mean, everything points to right here. So I would assume his car was right there when it was found. So they conducted a search of this area on Thursday, August 26th. I would imagine they probably went through all of this area looking for him. It looks like there's a pond behind whatever building this is. They probably looked in there. Of course, the surrounding area around the YMCA. It's a lot of backyards that they probably looked through as well, and some of the trees behind the backyards. But they probably took, it probably took quite a while to search this whole area just extensively anyways. So I assume they spent the majority of the day just trying to see where, I would imagine they probably focused their efforts strong in the McKinley Park area, considering his car was right next to it. And that's kind of the only public really area that he would be, unless he was just around some of these backyards. Anyways, so moving on in the timeline, Friday, August 27th, in announcing the car was found, Peru police say Jelani has been missing for several days in unexplained suspicious circumstances. So initially, and I don't think I have this link opened, but initially they said that it's under suspicious circumstances, which makes sense. I mean, if they found a car in, near a park, they haven't located a body yet. They're not able to locate anybody associated with that car. Odds are they're going to say that at this point it's a suspicious situation, so suspicious circumstances. Later, that is not what they stick with, but that's what they kind of initially are saying. Let's see. I'd like to hear what people say. Do call-ins, Aaron. I might do call-ins potentially at the end, Cheryl. We'll have to see if there's enough people that potentially would want to contribute to this story. Oh, it looks like someone said there's Nyambi. There's a video on Rainbow Push YouTube channel where Carmen Day shows exactly where his car was parked. Okay, well let's call an audible here and quickly try to find that video. Carmen Day. Let's see, what's the YouTube channel video? Rainbow Push YouTube. All right. Rainbow Push Coalition. I'll have to come back to that because there's quite a few videos, and I don't have Alicia here today, one of the wonderful mods here on this channel. So I'm kind of on my own with searching for things. She's obviously has her things that she's doing each and every day. So I'll have to come back to that in a moment. But thank you for commenting that video. Never received a notification. Aw. Not familiar with the story, but I will watch your stream back once you're finished. Okay, thank you. Michelle, of course. I love having this kind of visual aspect to these cases as well. Hey, Nebraska 34. Awesome. Thank you, Judy. Ray says no point doing live streams without interacting. Exactly. That's the point of the live streams. I'm glad you guys understand. Okay, moving on in the story. So that was Friday, August 20th, that the Peru police announced that this is unexplained, suspicious circumstances. And on Saturday, September 4th, an unidentified body is found in Peru along the south bank of the Illinois River, east of the Illinois 251 bridge that is about a mile from where Jelani's car was found. Now, this is where the story takes a bad turn, because they find a body, and we later find out that is the body of Jelani Day. But let's map out exactly where this is. All right. So here is the Illinois River and the 251 bridge. So this is where they say they found the unidentified body at that point. Just to the east, which would be this way over here where my mouse is at. West would be on this side. And they said on the south bank, so that would be down here. Now, if we line this up, now let me go back. I'm going to go back full screen real quick. We're going to go back to the video we all just watched a moment ago, talking about the reward. We can see in this video, they talk about where they found his body, and you can see some visual reference, the bridge over the 251 highway, the bridge going across the Illinois River, this green bridge. They angle the camera down and show the edge of the water right there. And so that would make sense for the bridge, for the area in which he was found to just be right down here where my mouse is at. So it looks like this is probably exactly where they found him. And if we do do the directions from this point to where his car was at, if we zoom out, we can go up to the YMCA, which is this building here, and we know that his car was found on the corner, on the intersection of 12th and West Clocks. I'm just going to go here for now. I know that we were told that there is someone who knows exactly where this is at, but I believe it was probably right around here. The article stated that he was about a mile from where his car was parked, and that is exactly that's exactly right. It's showing 1.3 miles right now to right around where the footage is that they're showing his body was found. So just to the south of the river and to the east of the actual bridge. So we're going to go through at some point, and I want to look at this area a little bit more detailed on the entire route, because it won't take that long to go through this entire route. But excuse me, I swallowed wrong. He would have had to have been taken there. I mean, obviously he could have walked, but we'll go through the route. E. Anders, I'll catch up in a bit. Thanks, Double A. Yes, thanks for stopping by. Alicia, sorry for being late. Had something personal come up. Oh my gosh, Alicia, totally fine. Totally fine. We are rolling through the Jelani Day case at this point. One thing I found interesting in my initial search is that in order to get to this area by the bridge where they supposedly found him, or where they did find him, there's no easy way to get down here, both by car or just walking. There's no stairwell that I see that comes. Sometimes you can see there's like staircases that are off of bridges to go down to like walking paths and things. There is no easy way down, and you have to drive substantial distance in order to get to an area where you could walk off of the bridge, off of the road, to then walk over to that area. And even then, there's not an area where you can get your car over there until right around here. You can see there's an area where you can drive into this, what I would believe is probably farmland, somebody's land. But even then, it's not like there's any access road down to this area where they found him. So, and even over here, it looks like some sort of spill off into the river, quite a bit of water over here. It doesn't look like you could easily get down to here, which makes me think that potentially, and this is terrible to think, but potentially he was dropped off the side of this bridge and washed up to the side of the shore. Because look, if we're coming across, so this is the other side of this bridge that we're facing is what he would have had to come from, the side that he would have had to come from. And if we go this way, like I said, you have to drive a substantial distance. Miss Wee Lassie, you and I are both onto the same thing here. Look at this. Even right now, we're past the bridge a fair distance. The edge of the water's back behind us. We've got to drop off on either side. And the road, like I said, you have to go pretty far just to get to the end of this road. It's quite a lead up to the bridge. And like, look at how far we are at this point. It's like a quarter of a mile up the road. Even here, it looks like it's a far enough drop that you wouldn't want to hop over the side of this bridge. So if he's on foot, even this far back, you wouldn't want to hop over the edge of this. So if we drive all the way down, it is at this point that if you were on foot, you could hop the guardrail and walk along the underside of the bridge to get to where they found him. And I'm going to be honest with you. I don't think that happened. I just don't. And I certainly don't think somebody parked way over here, drove all the way over here, and then walked him over there, or he, you know what I mean? Like I said, I don't think he walked all the way to here and just committed suicide like they're saying. And like I said, way up the road even further is an actual entrance to this huge field that I guess in theory you could drive through, but you'd probably have someone on you pretty quick telling you to get out of there. And that's right here at this intersection. So I don't know why it's doing a weird, there we go. So right there, you could drive your car through this section or through this little entryway. But look, like I said, if we zoom out, you would then have to drive all along the trees through somebody's land. It looks like it's probably wet and swampy because there's moisture everywhere. And then you'd have to ditch the body or, remove the body from the car if you were in a car and place it along the water. It just doesn't make sense. What makes sense to me the most is, unfortunately, like I said, it's morbid. But what makes sense to me is either if he did kill himself, either it happened on the side of this bridge, or if he didn't, and there's some foul play involved, that he was thrown off the bridge to then end up right here along the water. So, like I said, it just doesn't. It's fishy to me. All of it's fishy. So now that we know where he is at, I'm going to take where they found the body. I'm going to read the next little bit here, and then we will. I'll check out some of the comments. So let's just look at the days here and see. So announcing. So it was September 6th that they collected DNA from Jelani's family. They found the body on Saturday the 4th. Okay, so from the day he was reported missing on Wednesday, August 25th, it would have been, let's just see, Wednesday, August 25th, he went missing. And then Saturday, September 4th, so 7, 8, 9, 10 days later is when they found the body. Okay, so just as a reference. And I saw someone, Eileen, says, where was the car? So the car was at near the entrance or near the area of McKinley Park on the intersection of 12th and West Clocks Road. So if we zoom out, his body was found right down here, 1.3 miles away from where his car was found. And that is super, super suspicious. So if I actually go back, we mapped out the exact distance right here, Eileen. So if you see on the map, his body or his car was found in the wooded area near this intersection. The quickest walking route, if he were to walk from where his car was, is saying that he would have to go down this street. It's basically the same route you would take driving. But like I said, it doesn't make sense to me at all. Also, Alicia, thank you so much for being here. I hope everything is okay. You had a personal call, you said. Oh, also my WhatsApp is open. Had it. Unpleasant call. Oh my gosh. Okay. Hopefully you're doing well. Alicia, if you can't be here, totally fine. But thank you for being here. Yes, gently tap that like button, you guys. We are at 92 likes. Let's get this stream to over 100 likes. And then YouTube will push that out to more people to hopefully hear more about this case. So I'm going to read some of the comments that are coming through, and then we're going to jump back into it. So now that we know what happened leading up to where his car was found and where they ended up finding his body, let's take a break and listen and see what you guys have to say. Junebug says, yeah, that's mad suspicious. EM says if he killed himself, his car would be on the bridge. Yeah, I mean, you would think, right? Holly's in here. Hey, Holly. Aaron, definitely call back that number from when I called the other day as soon as you get free. I don't know if I can make calls from the number that you called me on, but I may open the calls later. Holly, do you have anything to say in relation to this case, or let me know in the comments. Panda B agrees with Nella. What did Nella say? Every bridge should have cameras. So that's another interesting thing, Nella. I actually went through and I looked in the area. So I got on the Google Street View just to see. These images were from August of 2019. I was looking around for cameras. Sometimes there's going to be traffic cameras in the intersections near bridges, right? And on highways and such. But I went down the entire bridge and I didn't find a single camera. And I don't know if... Let's look over at what this business is over here. A lumber business over here. Yeah, their camera wouldn't probably be able to catch anything anyways. But yeah, I went down the entire bridge. Didn't see a single camera. What is that? Oh, it looks like a bird perched up there. Just a lot of lights. But apparently this is like a historic bridge in this area. I don't know if there's anything about not mounting cameras on this bridge, for instance. Did someone... Hold on. Someone gave $5? I didn't see that. Oh, it just came through. EM. Wow, it just notified me. Thank you for the $5 super sticker, EM. Really, really appreciate that. Let's see. But yeah, no cameras that I've seen. But I agree with you, Nella, that I believe all bridges should... I mean, at this point, in 2021, put cameras everywhere, you guys. I think we all can agree. Hold on, I'm getting a phone call. This is kind of important. 1 second. Okay. Sorry, guys. I had to take that very, very quickly. There is a crazy windstorm rolling through the Midwest right now in Kansas, where I am from, where my parents live. There's like 90 mile per hour straight line winds that are happening. So when I get a call from them, I got to make sure everything's okay. And luckily, no damage to the house, but there are literally roofs being peeled off of houses, which is pretty serious. My thoughts are with everyone in the Midwest, not only there right now, but the 6 states that were recently affected by the tornado, the storm. Anyways, thank you again to EM for the super sticker. Let's get back on track. You are awesome, EM. How often is a bridge crossed, and what was the ETA time of death? I don't know about the estimated time of the death, because we know that on the timeline, we know that he went missing. He was reported missing on August 25th, Wednesday. He was last seen the day before in the security camera footage from both the student center and the dispensary, which we see in this shot right here. So, his body was found on September 4th, which is 10 days later. So I don't know, between, him parking his car and then the 10 days later when they found his body, I don't know if they've estimated when his body died. I'll have to look into that in a second. And Junebug, yes, I did hear something about the wallet. We'll get into the phone in a moment. So yeah, we'll see that in a moment. Let's see. By the way, Aaron, this is Kevin from high school. I graduated a year under you. Oh, Kevin from high school. Nice. That's awesome. Thanks for being here, Kevin from high school. I'm trying to think. I feel like there were a couple Kevins, but yes, awesome. Thanks for being here. Let's see. How often is the bridge crossed? So do they have any suspects? Cheryl, I don't think they have any suspects. We'll get to that in a moment, because there was some information that came out later that they thought maybe it was a suspect. But anyways, we'll have to see. Chloe, hello. Hope you're well. Thank you, Chloe. Okay, cool. By the way, Aaron, I read that. Okay, let's jump back into the timeline, and then we'll get back to it. But yeah, okay. So where are we? The body was found September 4th. State police collect DNA from Jelani's family September 6th. Thursday, September 23rd. Several days later, authorities announced the body found in Peru was Jelani Day. So it took them quite a while to announce and confirm, using those forensic dental records, that it was indeed Jelani. Bloomington police hold the only law enforcement press conference ever conducted in the case. Interesting. September 23rd as well, Peru police posted a surveillance video on Facebook, apparently showing a black man approaching a residence and saying it was related to an ongoing investigation. But the Facebook post did not specify whether the video was related to Day's case, fueling speculation. So the video that they're referring to, they said comes out of LaSalle County, which I'm not able to pinpoint exactly where this house was, but LaSalle County is obviously a relatively large county that Peru falls under in this eastern or western part of the county. And the Facebook video that they're referring to is this one here. Let's see if there's volume. There's no volume. So, guy walks up, knocks on the door, turns his hat around from backwards to front. He even takes a couple steps back. And it looks like in the very corner, you can see a bumper of a car. A lot of people were saying that's definitely a bumper. And if you go to the actual comments on this video, it is interesting, because if we look, actually, before we do that, they end up saying, where is it? They end up basically taking, on the 29th, so 7 days later after posting that video, the Peru police say that the person in the Facebook surveillance video is not a suspect or any longer a person of interest. So I don't know if he ended up becoming a person of interest legitimately. But some of the comments are basically saying kind of what I thought is just like, I've never seen a person knock on a door and then stand back out of respect just to attack you. So, I don't think that there was anything going on in this video. And even the police ended up contacting this guy or getting a hold of this guy. And then they released this statement here saying, and it might be a little bit small, but the individual in the video, this is on September 29th. The individual in the video, the Peru Police Department posted on their Facebook page on September 23rd, has been identified. The individual was subsequently located, interviewed, and has been confirmed he is not a suspect or any longer a person of interest. It has been verified that the individual was in the area. Basically, he was in the area pursuant to his employment. So the investigation continues to the multiple jurisdictional unit consisting of the LaSalle County Sheriff Office, Peru Police Department, LaSalle Police Department, Bloomington Police, Illinois State Police, and the FBI's Behavioral Analysis Unit, which the FBI never did get involved in this, and we'll go over that in a moment. But anyways, so that whole thing kind of got ruled as not important in the case. A lot of people were frustrated. Just saying, how does someone knocking on a door make you a person of interest? Just curious, what exactly makes him a person of interest? It is interesting that, and they said it was in relation to another case that they were investigating. So maybe there was something that was tied to this house, right? And I would hope that they would let people know to clear the air on why he was potentially tied to another investigation that was going on. Just because maybe it was a location-based thing. Because, yeah, his, I don't think anything from this video screams suspicious by any means. But anyways, let's move on. So the next bit of the timeline comes from October 4th. Local demonstrators march on Normal City Hall to raise concerns about the removal of Jelani tribute in Uptown Normal. So the City Hall in the town of Normal, which I was referring to earlier, what an interesting town. If you were to be able to say, like, I'm from Normal, Illinois, just Normal, Illinois. But this is the City Hall that they marched at. Yeah, let's see. What does it say? Because of the tribute, right? The Jelani Day painted tribute was to be removed from that area. But you can see on the piece of paper that they list here, or that they placed here, they said, on September 29th, the town of Normal removed a painted poster tribute to Jelani Day from this location. Typically, the town would simply remove the work, but the town recognizes that this piece of expression of grief is an expression of grief over a tragic situation, and has respectfully preserved the tribute. So they preserved it. They just took it off, and they were working with Illinois State University to explore options for sharing it on their campus. So, and if you go down here, you can see exactly the tribute was an image of Jelani. And if we scroll up, you can see that they have removed it and placed a piece of wood over that area. So, I don't think that is a huge deal. Maybe the owner of this building, I don't know what was involved in that. It's like they were allowed, I guess, to keep all of this up, but maybe that was a commissioned piece, and it just, either way, nothing too crazy there. That makes sense to me. Let's see. Let me read what some people are saying, because this is what I was talking about earlier. I like jumping back and forth. I'm going to scroll up again. Someone, hold on. I'll just go backwards. The person who raised their, turning in their camera footage because it was in the location and they don't know the gentleman knocking on the door. Oh, gotcha. Yeah, I mean, I think it makes sense if someone just didn't know who it was and that's why they submitted the footage. Some people were saying that he did yard work, or saying he potentially did yard work, the guy who was caught in that footage, and he was maybe knocking on their door, inquiring about doing yard work for them or something along those lines. So who knows? All right. It is some nice artwork. We need a petition not to get rid of memorial/tribute because a case may die out. Yeah, I agree, Shay. I think if anything, in this case, they understood that it was an example, an expression of grief over the situation. So at the very least, them wanting to move it somewhere else, I think, is good at least. But yeah, they shouldn't be too quick to do those kinds of things, I don't think. I remember when that video first came out, they said the man knocking on the door looked like Jelani Day and his shoes were the same color, so they thought it might be him. Okay. That's interesting, Panda. Shay, when Aaron opens the lines, please call in, says Cheryl. JTube. Oh, what up, JTube? Mulling over map mateys, too many missing and murdered people in the world. Come on, humans, be nice to each other and hit the like button. That's right. Hey, JTube, good to see you here. Shay, Junebug, do you think law enforcement know more than they are letting the public know? Possibly. Another big mystery. If they have suspects, they probably wouldn't share now. I'm guessing that'll let the suspects know they are on to them. Yeah, and I think that's another thing. I don't know that there's any legitimate suspects in this case as of right now, and they may be withholding that information because it's ongoing. But it is odd that nothing has come forward. You would think that someone would have seen something. Yeah, exactly. You would have thought that someone would have seen something for sure. Also, his phone, wallet, clothing have been found in 5 separate locations. So I need to know which locations, because it was very vague in where his phone was found. But I'm going to have to look into that for sure. Was it for sure 5? Like, did they specify some of the locations? Let's move on, because I want to get to that in a moment. But we're going to get through the entire timeline. We're already almost through it. And then we can dive in a little bit more. So on Thursday, October 7th, the ISU community joins with Jelani's family for a celebration of his life at Redbird Arena in Normal. So it looks like at this arena, they had some sort of a celebration of life. It looks like they have a stage set up here. They have the memorial kind of set up, or the photo of him with flowers, a podium. I assume they had some people there to speak on behalf of the situation. And looks like maybe some music was played. So this is the celebration of life that occurred on October 7th. Wednesday, October 13th, the LaSalle County Sheriff's Office issued a rare public statement about the status of the investigation. They say, quote, investigators are reviewing hundreds of hours of security video and have conducted another search of the Illinois River, which did not yield anything. Now, clearly there is security camera footage that is between where he parked his car. Why am I bouncing all over the place? So why is it not? Yeah, so clearly between this location in McKinley Park and where he parked his car, and where they found his body, there is some cameras. Now, you're passing by, if you were on foot or in the car, you would pass by several homes. So I assume they maybe got some security footage from different doorbell cameras. Now, some of those Ring cams, they don't start recording until you're on the porch. So even if some of these homes have, like a Ring cam, for example, they're not going to always be recording unless they trigger some sort of a the sensor's triggered. However, when you get down to this more, centralized location in the town, you're going to pass by a couple of businesses. You've got a buffet right here. You've got a factory of some sort, a furniture sales factory, a tavern. And so I assume when they're talking about hundreds of hours of security camera footage, they're talking about some of these locations that he possibly could have passed from where his car was found and where his body was found. Now, in addition to that, I would assume where he was at day one, when he was last seen alive, there's many cameras. College campuses nowadays have, and they have for a while, have had many, many cameras. So I assume of the hundreds of hours of camera footage that they're referring to, many of those hours are probably taken from security camera footage on the college campus, and then potentially even at the, well, it says Lazy Boy here, but at the dispensary, the cannabis dispensary, Beyond Hello Cannabis, that he went to. Oh, and yes, from here you can see it was an empty lot. So it looks like this is super new. Yeah, look at the building. Super new cannabis dispensary there in Illinois. So I assume it probably had a substantial amount of cameras as well. So it's interesting to think that they, I bet that they probably just looked into every person he could have come across at each of these locations through that, looking through that footage. Maybe he was walking through the parks rather than on the streets, says JTube. Yeah, so let's look at that real quick. There's only so much that you can walk through in the park. I mean, obviously, if he was in McKinley Park and instead of going down this road and turning left, I mean, you certainly could walk through the park. It'd just be a lot of trees. But eventually you're going to have to go through, like, for instance, the edge of this guy's backyard or his street. And then even then you're on a street still. So you would have to connect at some point. So it's not like this park, leads all the way to the water. It does, however, kind of split off, and there's less. I mean, I guess you could go through these trees all the way to the river pretty much. So yeah, he could have started here, went through the trees, cut through this neighborhood, through this football field, cut across the street, gone potentially under this or over this highway. It doesn't look like there's a drain or a tunnel underneath the road. But then you could hop out. Technically, you could come out right here, hop across into this little industrial area. And then at this point, you could still be picked up, I'm sure, by some cameras. You could walk along the water. And I guess you could swim across, but he was found right over here. So I guess you could walk along the railroad tracks, along the water. And then you could come across this way. I don't know. All things are open, all theories. So I guess there are some more, some routes that are keeping him a little bit more laid low throughout the way that he could potentially taken. Pamela says, wasn't his body in the water for a while and fish turtles were nipping at the body? Possibly. So Nebraska, or Kevin, his residence. So let's look into the residence. So I don't think he lived in Peru. If I'm correct, he lived in Bloomington, where he went to school. But I'll have to look into his actual residence. But this is, where his body was found was several, miles, at least an hour probably of driving. So we'll look into his residence in a moment. Okay, 60 miles from campus. This took place 60 miles from campus, or his residence is? I was thinking maybe he tried getting a ride home and something went wrong on the way home. Possibly, but even like having his car here, why would he, unless his car had an issue here at McKinley Park and then he tried to get a ride. If he did live in Bloomington, it would make sense that he would have to come across this bridge to head south to Bloomington. So if he did get a ride, but then again, like what would go wrong that would end up, leaving you on the other side of the river, other side of the bridge, dead, So, anyways, let's continue on. This is good conversation happening. Yeah, he did not live in Peru. He lived in an off-campus apartment. Yeah, exactly. So he was far from where he lived. So he was in an off-campus apartment closer to Bloomington. We'll look into that a little bit later. So this is nowhere near where his body was found. Yeah, his body was found 60 plus miles away. So not entirely sure. This is an interesting one, guys. This is an interesting one. So anyways, moving on from October 13th, when they stated that the investigators conducted another search of the river, and they stated that they reviewed hundreds of hours of security footage. On Friday, October 15th, the LaSalle County coroners released a toxicology report of Jelani's body. It shows evidence of marijuana, caffeine, and nicotine use, 3 legal substances, but not no significant amounts in the toxicology report. Not toxicologically significant. Anyway, so no significant amounts. It's not like he was, he didn't have like an insane amount of weed in his system, or caffeine or nicotine, nothing that like concerned them in any way. Of course, he did have 3 substances in his body. I have one of those substances right now. I have coffee right now. It's an iced coffee. But yeah, so that was on October 15th. Jelani is buried in Danville. His burial is attended by Reverend Jesse Jackson, the civil rights leader and former presidential candidate. Jackson calls Jelani's death a murder, and it smells like another Emmett Till case all over again. So he had his cemetery, his funeral in Danville, which I did not actually look up. Let's look up Danville. So this is an image from his funeral, where you can see Reverend Jesse Jackson holding the hand of Jelani's mother. And it says that he was laid to rest Tuesday morning at Spring Hill Cemetery. So let's look that up. So Spring Hill Cemetery in Danville, Illinois. So Danville in relation to Bloomington and Peru. So Peru is up the road from Bloomington. Body was found. Let's just map it from where his final resting place was and where his body was found. So if we go back to this, we can see the bridge going across right here. That's where he was found. If we do directions from the cemetery, we can see, well, let me just do it from the road because it's not wanting to do Peru. Why can't it? Come on. From this part of the road. Okay, let's just do it from Maze Lumber. Why can't I get directions? Spring Hill Cemetery. There we go. I don't know why it's not letting me. Oh, train. I have train selected. My goodness. Of course you can't calculate transit from that place via train. Let's switch to car, maybe. And then actually at this point, we can get a better idea by moving this down. So 146 miles. Not that this is important information at all, but we map things here. And this is actually, I mean, his final resting place was a pretty far distance, roughly 2 hours and 13 minutes drive from where he was found. So I'm not sure why Danville. I mean, he may have had family in Danville. I'm not entirely sure, but that is where his funeral was. His family is from Danville. Yeah, that makes sense. So we're going to get to the organs and the organ harvesting that a bunch of you guys are talking about here in a little bit. I'm going to get through the timeline, but I'm going to get through the timeline. Alicia has been kind enough to send over something in regards to the organs and the organ harvesting. But I'm going to get into the comments with you guys and see what you guys are saying. In a moment, we're going to get through this. We're almost through the timeline, and then I will jump in and see what you guys have to say and what you guys are saying right now. But let's go through here. So October 19th, that's when he was buried. The Pantagraph reports that the Peru police chief say the FBI has been asked but has declined to take over the lead investigation of Jelani's death. So on October 22nd, Friday, Peru police actually asked if the FBI could take over the case, and they denied. And a few of the comments that are on this article from the Pantagraph say, what exactly are they demanding for? 4 agencies have spent countless man hours and there are no leads. It's a sad situation, but maybe this should have been looked at from all angles. And that's a confusing thing to say, because you would think that looking at it from all angles would mean that more agencies could be involved to be able to see it from all angles, right? So this person says, justice served on this, that's their name on this site, says, it sounds like the kid killed himself. I'm tired of spending more and more taxpayer dollars every year. Tax dollars on this investigation when it was released that he drowned. Time to move on with the next case. So some people are split hearing here on this article saying that they don't think the FBI should be involved, just to move on. Of course, if it was your child, you wouldn't be saying that. So I understand where his mom is coming from. I don't know if I can find, I'll maybe try to find the video. And in fact, maybe I'll do that really quickly. I'm going to play a little bit of this video that I saw earlier, talking a bit more about Jelani, his mother, about how outstanding of a student he was, about his goals in his life, and then we'll jump back into it. She is visibly upset in this article, or this video from September 24th, but it'll give us a little bit more of an idea. So let me I'm gonna quickly check the weather back home. I'm gonna play this video for you guys. This will give a better idea of who Jelani is. I'm gonna call back home, make sure everything's going well back there. I'm enjoying seeing some of the comments that you guys are leaving. I think it's interesting. So we'll go into that together momentarily.
Date to a mystery out of Illinois. Jelani Day, an Illinois State University grad student, went missing a month ago. He was last seen on campus and at a store in Bloomington. His family has been pleading for weeks for any help to find Jelani. And last night, his body, identified as the one found in a river weeks ago. Jelani was just 25 years old. And joining me now is his mother, Carmen Bolden Day. Thank you so much for being with us. I am so sorry for your loss. How were you told of the news that this body was identified of that as your son?
I was called the day before and was told that there were some clothes that were found on the riverbank where the body was found. Today is Friday. Those clothes were found on Tuesday. No, those clothes were found on Wednesday by 2 bored girls from ISU that decided they would go down to where they found the body. The Peru Police Department called me, sent me pictures of the clothing. At first I didn't recognize the clothing, but after looking at the picture, last seen when Jelani was at Beyond Hello, the clothes were definitely his. Then I guess after me being on television and asking for help and pleading for help, the coroner finally called me because I hadn't heard from him nor the Peru police since September 4th. They called me. He had finally gotten dental records that I had given him information to get back on September 6th of my son, and told me he finally obtained dental records September 21st. And he called me. He had such enthusiasm. He said, "Carmen, we've got dental records for your son." And I said, "Well, you had me take a DNA to identify for this body, so don't we wait for the DNA? Because you told me that the DNA was the important part because this body was so decomposed." He said to me, "Do you want to know if this is your son or not?" They were so rude to me. They asked me to come there on Friday, which me and my family did. Then they read us the results. Now, suddenly, after 20-something odd days, they now have the DNA results. They now have the dental. See, I was told over a week ago they didn't have the solution to process the DNA.
Yeah.
I would have to wait longer.
Carmen, just so people know, the body was found this body was found September 4th, and it took them till now.
September 4th. My son, they discovered his car on September 26th. No, I'm sorry,
August 26th, yeah.
August 26th, I'm sorry. August 26th. I wanted searches done. Prior to me getting to the spot where his car was found, they told me that night, "We've already done an extensive search and we've had this search crew come in." It just didn't seem right to me. So Saturday, I had to organize my own search.
Have they told you, and again, the body was found September 4th and it took till now to identify it, have they given you any information about an investigation into the cause of death?
No. To them, Jelani didn't mean anything. There's no effort. There's no push. There's no nothing that was being done about my son. I did all that lab work. Me and my kids, me and everybody that never knew Jelani, my family, friends, strangers, did all the legwork. My son didn't get any type of help. And I'm pissed.
Man.
I can understand.
Because he didn't deserve this. Jelani was going to school. He said, "Mama," him and my youngest daughter, they both are going to be doctors. Dr. Jelani Day, Dr. Zayna Day. They have this competition with each other to make sure their GPAs stay up. Both of them are in grad school.
Man.
My son wasn't involved in the streets. He wasn't a gangbanger. He wasn't nothing. But I guess if that could have been their narrative, then it would have been, "Oh, let's forget about him." But he was a productive citizen. I raised a good young man. And somebody did this to him. And then they sat there yesterday when they read those results to me and they given me their reports. They implied that Jelani drove himself to Peru, parked his car in this wooded area, walked himself down to this bank and stripped his clothes and got in this water. My son knows how to swim. My son wouldn't have done this. He was not depressed. He wasn't nothing wrong with him. He,
Carmen.
you know, they about the challenges of his.
The Zoom call, or the call that they're on, kind of starts to skip up here, and he kind of tells her that the time is kind of up, and that's really the end of that video. But I wanted to play that to give a bit more insight into Jelani Day as a person, right? We just dove right. I probably should have played this at the beginning, so we all had a better understanding of him as a person, right? This like great student, right? And he, like she said, he knew how to swim. Like none of this should have been, I guess I should say, was a red flag, right? There were no red flags indicating that he could have done something to himself. Of course, you know, in some of these situations, that's just how it is. It can, you know, it can seem that way, but still something can happen, right? People have done things to themselves who people completely said, you know, that was out of left field, completely unexpected. They were happy people, whatever. So that can happen. However, this mother in this video, and it's just heartbreaking hearing her, you know, a mother's intuition, I have heard, is a pretty strong thing. You know, I'm not a mother. I have a mother. And when she says certain things about feeling a certain way or whatever, I feel like she's done that a couple times where intuition, it's strong, right? And so his mother has this very strong intuition that he did not, in fact, drive himself out there to then walk 1.5 miles to take all his clothes off and just and kill himself. Like, so when you hear her, man, it's just awful. It's awful to hear. So we know we were just on the FBI had been asked on October 22nd to join. October 25th, the LaSalle County coroner says the cause of death for Jelani was drowning with no evidence of trauma before his death. So authorities still don't know how he ended up in the river. And if I can quickly play this video here. So this is the article that is linked with that. Here's a photo of him from his Illinois State grad photo. He was on his way to becoming a doctor. There's no specific test at autopsy for drowning. Drowning is considered a diagnosis of exclusion with supporting investigation circumstances when a person is found deceased in a body of water. Examination of Day's body was made difficult because of how badly it was decomposed and other organisms in the water eating away at it. Man, that's hard to hear. So that's on October 25th. October 26th, Jackson's Rainbow Push Coalition leads the March for Jelani Day in Peru, seeking justice in Jelani's death. Rep. Bobby Rush, a Democrat from Chicago, requests that the Department of Justice investigate the death. So, of course, you have public figures coming forward saying we need to be seeking justice in this situation, that it's fishy. October 27th, the county coroner released a more detailed autopsy from a forensics pathologist. It says there was no evidence of assault or an altercation on the body, and further demystifies several long-standing rumors in the case. Now, what rumors are they talking about? It's probably just people saying, well, what happened then? I don't know what rumors they're referring to. One thing that stood out to me, though, was this video, and I've got to bounce around to find it. I thought it was in order. Right here, if I replay this video, this is a police officer from Peru, I believe.
In the lead, in the investigation behind Jelani Day's disappearance. The second thing I want to say and get out there, our thoughts and prayers are with Jelani's family, their friends, everyone that's involved in this. It's kind of touched the hearts of everybody in America. And I want to also tell people, especially on social media, things like that, make sure if your comments or anything like that are supportive and they're empathetic of what the family's going through. Personally, I don't know how I would be if I were in their shoes. So just remember to...
So let me actually pivot from this video. It's not this video. It's going to be... It's up further. Here it is. Here it is. I knew it was another police officer. Okay. I'm going to have to refresh the page, I guess.
I couldn't put myself in their shoes. It was just tough. I'd want to know the answers, good or bad, and start the grieving process. So I think it's good in that aspect that, you know, his body was identified. Of course, nobody ever wants to go through that as a parent. But, you know, you have some closures where, you know, where I grew up, one of the missing person was, you know, missing for 5 years till they located his body. And that's just something that's tough. I mean, it's tough all around, but it brings some closure. You know, we get some details out there.
Okay. See, when I first heard this, I was like, so his body was found. So that's closure? That's enough closure for you? If you were a parent, that would be enough. You'd be like, oh, okay, cool. So yeah, you guys just found his body in the river, 60 miles away from where he lives. His car 1.5 miles from where his body was found. His cell phone's not on him. His wallet's not on him. He's stripped out of his clothes. Oh, cool. That's some closure for me. That's enough. Great. Thank you so much. That is not closure at all. That would not be enough for any parent. You would immediately be like, well, what happened? So for him to come on here and say that, it's just like, what? Let's listen in a little bit more. The video's almost over.
Some details out there. But again, it's just a terrible situation all the way around. Again, I couldn't put myself in their shoes, feeling how they would feel. So I know it's improper saying it's good that we were able to identify his body, but I think it brings some closure and helps them, you know, it helps the entire family get some answers. I know I was waiting for some answers too, and I know that they will be as well.
They got answers? What answers? Like, when I heard that, oh my gosh, I was just like, what are they talking about? What answers? What answers? It's only questions.
Correct.
They would only have questions at that point, not answers. So that video rubbed me the wrong way. And I know law enforcement can sometimes come across as insensitive or, you know, and yeah, the authorities are really insensitive, especially in their treatment of his mother. That's not closure. Exactly. I know sometimes in these cases they can come across as more insensitive than they really are, but this just came across completely wrong in my opinion. So we're almost done, and then we're going to go through a couple of the comments that I've seen on the chat that have gone by. So November, let's see, a detailed autopsy on October 27th. A couple weeks later, November 11th, almost 2 weeks later, the LaSalle County Sheriff's Department confirmed that his Day's cell phone has been located. Sheriff Adam Diss said the phone is being sent to the FBI for further forensics. So his phone, let's find, I guess these articles didn't open up when I had this set up earlier. Oh, I guess it's this one, right? Is this his phone? Yeah, I guess it was open this whole time. Anyways, Jelani Day phone has been found. So reading into this, a missing piece in the Jelani Day death investigation has been found. They found his phone. It's being sent to forensics analysis. His car was located the next day, so we know this. The body was found nearby. Some of Day's personal effects, including his wallet and his lanyard, were recovered in or near Peru following his disappearance. His phone was not recovered at the time. So I would like to know where his phone and wallet were found, because it doesn't, if I read this correctly earlier, it doesn't necessarily say. It says it's unclear exactly where the phone was found. According to Day's mother, Carmen Bolden Day, the phone was found in October on the side of an interstate in Bloomington. So let's actually open this up. Does it say where? On this article? We might have to map that out. let's read the rest of this article. It is said that the man who identified the phone, it was a shattered phone. He took it to a local Walmart to turn it in for cash. According today, the man was paid $80 for the phone on October 17th. So, look, I guess people do what they got to do to try to get some money out there. Hopefully, if the phone was in any sort of condition, to be able to plug it in and maybe try to find the owner, that maybe should have been done. I know if I found a couple phones when I lived back in Kansas City, and I found the owners. I would just like plug it in, and surprisingly, there wouldn't be a password, and I'd be able to text someone on the phone that I have their friend's phone, and then they were able to come pick it up. So it's like, I don't know. This guy just turned it in for $80. But anyways, not that, like I said, that guy, not a huge issue. Like I said, people do what they got to do. And then Friday, December 3rd, prominent civil rights attorney Ben Crump holds a press conference to announce he will assist the Day family to find answers in the case. So that's really, on this specific article anyways, that's really the last update, other than, like I said at the very beginning, on the 13th of December, they are offering a reward for information in the case. So that's really it. That's the video, or that's the timeline. There are some Reddit discussions that I was going to potentially go through with people talking about thinking, this person saying, I think it's an unpopular opinion, but I really think this is a suicide. CCTV captured him alone the day after he skipped out on meetings in class, which is so out of character that an advisor at school reported him missing. There doesn't seem to be any convincing evidence of foul play. I think he was under a lot of stress and struggling. So we'll go through maybe a couple more of these comments in a moment. I want to see what you guys are saying in the chat, because it's been a second since I've broken off and read some of the chat. So Aaron, you were the first I've seen coverage on Mom's video. This should be on news nationwide. Such an injustice. Time is of the essence. Yes, Shay, it is. And that was, I think it was a CNN article. So CNN ran that back on the 24th. So early on in the investigation was that CNN article, and it's just it's heartbreaking. All along I-55 that runs from Chicago to New Orleans. What exactly about that left of you? Shouldn't the phone have more evidence? Yeah, you would think, EM. You would think the phone would have... I mean, if that guy was able to get $80 out of the phone on one of those, like, those things where you, like, sell phones, those little boxes at Walmart's, usually the phone has to at least be able to turn on. So I'm sure the phone was able to be searched to some degree. So I don't know. It's hard to say. So let's keep reading some of your guys' comments, and then we're going to go back into the mapping of the area. So as we receive more evidence of foul play, that leads to more questions, not closure. Exactly. Also Joyce, I didn't get a notification today. Oh, sorry, Joyce. That's unfortunate, but thank you for being here now. Mimi, second account because I have a premium on this one. Oh, nice, Mimi. Nice. If I were interviewing that police officer, I'd ask him if this had happened to their child. Yeah, me too. Finding his body, have given the family answers. Like, seriously? Yeah, exactly. We Miss Lassie. Yeah, you guys all agree that is not closure. Cheryl asks if the college has any investigation going on. I don't think so. I don't believe so. I think they probably looked into some stuff initially, but I don't think beyond that there's a real investigation. Hey, Raindrops. Wee Lassie says he could have been rendered unconscious by his attackers. If thrown into water, he'd drown, still unconscious. Exactly. You would think it didn't. They said that there was no evidence of prior, like, altercations, but even then, they said his body was so decomposed, you could still get choked out and then thrown in a body of water and then have no evidence of that, or at least little evidence of that, if you were in the water for that amount of time. Obviously, if he wasn't stabbed to death, like if he was stabbed to death, that would be there regardless. You would be able to see signs of that. So it's not, there could still be foul play involved to some degree, and not, you would think, and not have any signs on the body. I believe the college handed what they knew to authorities over what they knew. Yeah. Wasn't there a case similar in the U.S. where a guy's car was found abandoned and closed at the side of a driveway, but no body was found, and he is still missing? Oh my gosh, I don't know, Sunshine Dragon, but I'm gonna have to look into that. If the phone, left of you, if the phone was found in Bloomington, Illinois, I'm guessing it was taken there on the interstate, and wouldn't be surprised if the perpetrator was from the Chicago area and traveled south to ditch the phone. So wait, was the phone found on the side of the road in Bloomington? Oh, hold on. Wait. Why am I not seeing it? Oh, on the side of an interstate in Bloomington. So his phone was found that far from where his body was found? Okay, so hold on. So car parked near McKinley Park, okay? 1.3 miles away is where Jelani was found on the Illinois River. Phone was found on a highway, on an interstate outside Bloomington? That's far. So the phone was ditched. I wonder if it was I-55. I wonder where this was found, because this goes all the way into Chicago, or at least, pretty much all the way into Chicago. Huh. That's interesting. They also later found out that Peru is a sundown town, which opens another door. Sundown town? AKA racial cleansing between 1980 and 1968. Sundown, also known as sunset towns, are all white municipalities or neighborhoods in the United States that practice a form of racial segregation by excluding non-whites via some combination of discriminatory local laws. Interesting. They may have thrown his phone out when they first got him. Yeah, it's interesting that now I'm wondering, now I'm wondering if he ever even made it to Peru alive. If his phone, what could have happened is he was taken from Bloomington, driven all the way, the over hour drive to Peru, body dropped here, car left in an abandoned park over a mile away, and then they get away either on foot or someone was following them. I'm so glad some of you, I'm going to end this poll. Most of the people, there was a fair amount of people that are unfamiliar with this case. So some people are saying, I knew nothing about this case until now. So I'm really glad I did this as well. I really hope that they can get some more answers. The mom talks about a Dollar General near where the phone was. Oh, Panda Bee, thank you. Let's go. we're going to do that in just a moment. We're going to look for this Dollar General. So let's see if we can try to find, sorry, I'm shooting off some text. Let's look at all the Dollar Generals in Bloomington and then look for one that's near a highway. Dollar General. So Bloomington has, it looks like 3, 6, 9 Dollar Generals. So it looks like I-39. There's a Dollar General really close to the highway on I-39. Every other Dollar General is pretty much in and around the city, right? I mean, there's one near I-74 right here. Cheryl says, Aaron always says it's going to be a short stream, but goes for hours. Oh my gosh, are we already close to 2 hours? Cheryl, thank you. Oh, should I end it? Should I keep it going? I don't even know. I thought it was going to be a shorter stream. I thought we were just going to go through the timeline. I get so into these, and then now we're just like we're kind of just diving deep into little tangents. If I'll keep it going if people are wanting me to keep going. That's hilarious. Forget how I first heard of it though. Been a while. With the phone, authorities should be able to track its move from the time it was taken, from the day to the time it was tossed. Yeah, you would think. You would think the phone would be able to be tracked to some degree. Oh, man. Such a great man, would have been an amazing doctor. So sad. Yeah, it's tragic. Tragic story. Peggy, hello. I've been following this case. Awesome, you're keeping attention on it. Nice. Thank you, Peggy. Yes, keep going. Okay, I'll keep going. Go, go, go. I was late. Okay. I'll keep going. It's great to explore the possibilities and bring attention to the case. Just got here. Keep going. Okay, I'll keep it rolling. So apparently his phone was found near a Dollar General. There's even a Dollar General way out here along the highway. I have fallen down the infamous rabbit hole. I mean, this is what I do. Rabbit holes. Oh, it looks like there's a Dollar General off of I-55 on the way out to Chicago. So it looks like a couple outside of Bloomington. These three that stick out the most. 2 of them off of I-39. Which, if they did ditch his phone on the way, these stick out the most to me. These 2 right here. If he were to be taken from his college or the town of Bloomington, phone was ditched. This would be the road that you would have to take to Peru, where his body and his car ended up being found. So these 2 stick out the most to me. How's the weather? The weather in Miami is beautiful. It's like 78 degrees, Holly. The weather back in the Midwest is very windy. Cheryl says, why would you kill yourself when you're studying your butt off in college? Right? I mean, his mom even said, like, it just didn't make sense for where he was at in his life that she could tell. Dollar Generals are everywhere nowadays. Yeah, there's a ton of Dollar Generals. Thank you for looking at all the cases. Holly says, Holly Southern style, the one way to figure out everybody's relations at the top is to Google the names Ramsey, Vallo, Daybell, Clark Jones, Bertolino, and Italy, and the fentanyl bust in Tennessee. One of the helicopters. What are you talking about, Holly? I'm confused. One of the helicopters for the Pigeon Forge SDA church also had crashed. I don't think this is a suicide either. Not that long ago, I was a child, and what happened? It is sad. Man. What happened to this guy? Does he have social media? Let's look. Let's look into the wallet. Where was the wallet found? Missing grad student Jelani Day's wallet found as mom pleads for resources. All I want is my son. Authorities have confirmed the discovery of the wallet belonging to missing Illinois State University grad student Jelani Day. Police in the city of Peru said they found the wallet some time ago, around September 2nd, on a street in LaSalle, about 94 miles southwest of Chicago. Hold on. Where does that line up with the timeline? Around September 2nd is when they found the wallet. Okay, so he goes missing. Okay, they identified his body. Wait. Hold on. They identified his body. Okay, that's the... They think they found his wallet on September 2nd? This isn't lining up, is it? So on August 27th, the car was found. September 4th, an unidentified body is found in Peru. Okay, so they found it between his car and his body being found. So I guess that's not super suspicious. Yeah, body found on October 4th. Or September 4th. My gosh, you guys, sorry. Huh. Okay, let's look and see. Does he have social media? Does Jelani have social media? Is this him? That is not Jelani. A different Jelani Day. I'm sure he's had I bet 10 of the comments on here are about this. Someone's saying rest in peace. Oh, this is because no, never mind. They're talking about someone else. Anyways, this isn't Jelani. Justice, social media. So on this Reddit page, it looks like they're asking, I looked but can't seem to find any social media accounts for him. There's another Jelani Day who works in fashion. Yeah, that's the one who we just saw. But none for someone in Illinois. Did he use these apps? Maybe he didn't have social media. Maybe he didn't. I mean, when I first met my now wife, she didn't even have a Twitter, which was super popular. And honestly, I thought it was very attractive that she didn't have a Twitter, because I was like, oh, cool. So you don't just mindlessly scroll on Twitter day in and day out? And she's like, no, I'm also becoming a doctor. So maybe he was dead set on his schooling and just didn't really have social media, or they were removed. Let me see what these comments are saying now. Oh, the organs, the organs. Hold on. Shay. Oh, is Shay heading out? Shay, yikes. 1.5 hours. I'm sorry, I have to go. I'll catch the replay. Oh, Shay, no worries. Thank you for being here. It is a little weird that he didn't have any social media. You know, usually someone has at least an Instagram or something, I feel like. Google the FBI cases where they just did catch, I think it was 40 people that wound up in that bus, and they extradited the Italian that was shipping in the fentanyl and meth ingredients. Okay, I'll have to look into that, Holly. Does it have anything to do with this case, though? I'm confused. Look at the Pigeon Forge SDA, and right next to there is the airport. Also look into their school that's right there. Holly, let me know what you're referring to. Is that this case, or are you referring to another case? Someone saw someone in red drop his wallet. What? Okay, let's go back to the wallet thing. Let's see if they know where the wallet was found. Or they said LaSalle. I have all these Fluvog ads coming up on for these shoes. I'm getting these shoes for Christmas, you guys. A wacky Christmas gift on my wife's side of the family. We're doing some wacky, like everyone's getting a pair of these wacky shoes and we're all going to wear them during Christmas. Anyways, that's why these keep showing up on my streams. I was on their website, like picking out which ones I wanted. So that I'm getting these wacky blue shoes. Anyways, the wallet was found in a different city. It was just a few blocks from his vehicle. Though Day's wallet was found in a different city, it was just a few blocks away from his vehicle. Okay, so it was found. So wallet was found near his vehicle. Phone was found on a highway outside Bloomington. Peggy is saying he was a very avid swimmer. He definitely didn't just drown. He'll likely have a shadow FB Facebook profile. Imagine people think it's weird, but I'm not. I'm one not to have social media either. Focus on school and purpose work. Nice. Yeah, I have social media. I post fairly often, but I don't really get on it anymore. I just kind of post and leave. I post and ghost. Or whatever. Anyways. So there's something about the organs. I'm going to pull this up. Some people were referring to this or asking about this. We're going to pull this article up real quick and go through it. Jelani Day's mom sets records straight after reports autopsy showed organs were missing. So Jelani Day's mother said that while the search for answers continues following the suspicious death, there are some recent reports she felt needed clarifying. Family, we need to hit pause for a moment. A post on Facebook seeking justice for Day read, as outraged and upset as we are, we must stay on course and stick to the facts in our search for answers. Day, an Illinois State University grad, disappeared on August 24th, was reported missing soon after. It looks like there were contradicting facts from the first preliminary autopsy compared to the second independent autopsy, but this is not a case of organ harvesting. However, my son did not put himself in a river. So she's basically stating that is not true. However, he didn't kill himself. So let's stick to the facts and still know that this is like a suspicious case. And then there's another article here that says autopsy report found no evidence of assaults on severely decomposed body. This image is Reverend Jesse Jackson on the left, walking through the wooded area in Peru, where his car was found about a mile away from the river. So an autopsy report of Jelani Day released that there was no evidence of assault or altercation. I guess we read that earlier, but no evidence of organ harvesting. Authorities said that the jaw, the mandible, and maxilla were removed for dental identification purposes. They were returned to the body before release. The family and the funeral home report said organs appeared intact, complete, and within their usual anatomic positions, the report said. So no, there were not organs missing from Jelani. Did they question his friends? I assume they questioned his friends. Would the place that bought the phone do reset if they could? If so, the reset. Yeah, resetting the phone at the Walmart for the selling of the phone. I don't know. I assume it's, I don't know. Hard to say. Yeah, it's a seriously decomposed body. How can they rule out assault? Exactly, Panda. I just feel like I don't know enough, and like, I should preface all of my live streams with the fact that I'm just a guy with an internet connection. I have no idea how decomposed bodies look, really, or how they can be examined, to what extent they can be examined by, coroners. But you would think that some things could go unnoticed if it's severely enough, if it's in a severe enough state. My Insta basically belongs to my kitty cats. I wonder if someone was with him. It seems like they didn't try to get CCTV. CCV. I don't know. I don't think anyone was with him. At least the footage early on showed him alone. They showed, he was at the dispensary alone. The school, he would have been at the school with others. But it doesn't sound like he was like interacting with others at the school. So I don't know. It's hard to say. But I don't know. I think that's going to basically be it, you guys. I'm going to keep this roughly around the 2-hour mark. We could, of course, go further into it. And you can bet that in the future, I'm going to be looking into this case more, especially if there's more that comes out on this case. But as of right now, maybe this is going to be it for today. I'll read some of the comments coming through, and we'll end it in the next 10 minutes or so. I didn't hear anyone talking about doing phone calls, so maybe we'll skip the phone calls. I guess if anyone has anything they really want to say, let me know in the comments, and I'll open the lines for a moment. If anyone wants to call in, it is a Google Voice account. If you call in, it just comes straight to my computer. None of your information is on the screen. Your voice comes through, not your video. It's just a voice call. So if anyone wants to call, let me know down in the comments. I'll open the lines for a short moment. But I'm at this point where I'm at the point now where we've gone through the whole case, and maybe now I just need to research really, really specific details and maybe do a video on this to go over kind of everything in a more consolidated form. I think it was an accident, says Kara. MTGV TV says, I've been following this case very closely. Interesting. If you have anything you want to say on it, let me know. I'll open the lines. Check out Kendall Ray's vid on Jelani. I will write that down right now. Unless you want me to go through it right now. Where is... Oh, yeah. I'll have to look into that video. It's a long video, but I'll look into that. Black Dahlia, glad you covered this case. Great work. Thank you. And Harriet, yes, I think the wallet was found near the car. It sounds like it was found several blocks or around the area that the car was parked. So I would assume the car being parked right here on 12th and West Clocks, the wallet would have been found nearby. Anyways, wallet found near car. The other case was Jason Landry, a student in Missouri and the neighboring state. To look into that. Panda says, thank you so much, Aaron. I was waiting for you to do this one. Well, thank you. And if you guys have any suggestions on cases that you want me to follow, stories you want me to follow, there is a link in the description to a Google form. It's a submission where all you have to have is an email, and you can submit ideas for future streams or future videos. Holly, thank you. Have a good evening. MTGV, the number. Do you want to call in? I'll do one call if you would like to, and then I'll end the stream. I can put the number down. Hold on. Okay. This is the number if you would like to call. I will leave it open right now for a moment. It's first come, first serve on the call-ins. So if you do call and you're first in line, it's going to come straight into me, and I'll be able to answer it. Feel free. I'm just going to keep reading some chats for the time being. Peggy, thanks everyone. I'm so glad to hear he wasn't missing organs. Yes. Oh, and no worry, Peggy. I mean, if you heard that somewhere, it's so easy to see something that may not be real, right? Just got to look into it a bit further. So glad that was cleared up. I would like to know how often he visited the smoke shop or any smoke shop, and how long he had been missing that particular strain. Oh, been smoking that particular strain. That's an interesting point, Kara. I heard about... Yeah, it would be really interesting if he was if he was an avid marijuana user, right? Like, imagine this was like his first or second time. Yeah, because then he could have just had like a crazy moment, right? All right, we've got a call coming in, and then we're gonna wrap the stream up. We're at the 2-hour mark, so let's answer this.
Call from Miss V. Make this go. To accept, press 1. To send a voicemail, press 2.
567, how's it going? Where are you calling from?
Hi, I'm calling from Ohio.
Hey, how's it going?
Thanks for taking my call.
Yeah, of course.
Good.
Is this MTGV in the chat?
Yes, it's
Okay.
Miss V of Make This Go Viral TV.
Oh, nice. Make this go viral. Nice. Awesome. Well, how are you doing today?
Good. Are we live?
We are live, yes.
Okay. So I wanted to come on. I have been following the case really closely, mostly following the mother and what she has to say. And I didn't know if you had heard the second pathologist's findings, the one that she hired to do the second autopsy.
Yeah.
And I wanted to direct you to that pathologist's finding. His body was completely destroyed. He said he could not tell if he was male or female, black or white. The body came without a toe tag. It was just a tag on the bag. And everything that they did was not necessary. He said he's never seen a body so mutilated in the 50 years that he's been doing his job. He said that he's had victims that's been hit by a train, a bus, or semi, been in a plane crash, but he's never seen a body as bad as Jelani's.
Oh, my gosh.
He said if that body came to the police like that, then it was clear that it was foul play and someone did that to him. If it happened in their custody, they I forgot the word that he said, but it was totally uncalled for if they did that there. He said there's no way you could look at that body and say suicide.
Right. Just like you could look at the body and not confirm or deny just immediately that there's no foul play. Like, how did they come to that conclusion so quickly if it was so decomposed from being in the water so long? You know, how could they just confidently say that there's no foul play either, you know? So that's really
how
weird.
did they pull suicide out of the bag if they can't even tell anything?
Exactly.
The second,
wow.
And they took a whole femur bone out to get DNA. That was uncalled for. So he said, I don't know whose body it was. I can't tell you if it was Jelani or not. Couldn't tell if it was male or female. It didn't have skin. It didn't have genitalia. And they said the organs were liquefied. So how were they even able to tell if he drowned or not? They said the only reason why they said he drowned is because he was found in the water.
Well, yes. I'm trying to pull up on the side here as I'm listening to you the any sort of an article or something about this second autopsy that was done. I did see something about an autopsy from a private autopsy in my initial research for this, but I'm not seeing that now.
Honestly, if you go to my channel, go to my community wall. I just shared it just so you could see it.
Oh, okay.
It's in his words. It's a video of the guy. His name is Dr. James Bryant.
Okay.
You will be blown away. I mean, it's ridiculous.
Okay.
He said, I don't even know if it was Jelani or not. So, yes, please listen at that.
Yeah. Okay. Wow.
Please listen at that.
So it's on your...
shocked. I've never heard anything like this. But I thank you so much for covering the story.
Yeah.
And
Of course. And yeah, thank you for calling. I'll definitely look... I might have to do just a separate video on this case because when I started to look into it, I just thought... I had several people email me when the article came out about them raising the $10,000 for any information. And I knew that the case had kind of already happened, came and went. I didn't realize how much foul play could be involved in this. Once I started looking into it, I was just like, oh my gosh, I have to look into this more. So I think I might even do a video just as more of a consolidated 10 to 12 minute thing going through everything like I did today. And then maybe I'll include something. I'll go to your page. I'm on your page now. I'll have to look into that. Is it the most recent?
Go to the
community
Go
tab?
to the community walk. Yeah, I actually just shared it right before you answered my call, just so I could point it out to you.
Okay, yeah, I see that there from 4 minutes ago. So yeah, I'll have to maybe include something from that too, because that's really suspicious then, if that's the case.
Yeah, and then I also have a video. There were the guys from security, what is it called? Tri-Stone Security. Those were the security guys that were working with at Beyond Hello when Jelani was last seen, and they fired 20-some security guards. They just ended their contract 8 days after Jelani went missing. Everybody lost their job, but Brandon Monaco and Noah Nelson are the guys that were talking on this particular show.
Yeah.
And they said that when they asked what happened, because Brandon Monaco is the account manager, they just told him, your guards did good, but it's a business move, basically. So it's been a lot said, and I just wanted to let you know that. And then just the whole treatment of how they've been treating
His
her
mother,
and not communicating with her. She found out on Facebook that his cell phone was found. And his cell phone was found on Veterans Parkway or something, which is right by Beyond Hello.
Oh, okay. So his phone was found. It wasn't outside of Bloomington. It was more in the actual city, near Beyond.
Yeah, they said it was off of Veterans Parkway, and so was Beyond Hello. And I think it was December 11th that his cell phone was found. And the only reason why she found that out is because someone posted it on Facebook. The guy that found it posted it on Facebook, and that's how she found out. They're not communicating with her, and they're treating her really bad. Okay. I had just contacted her PI the other day to give him the information about the security guards and things, because everybody's actually blaming them and saying that they had something to do with it, and it's a lot going on.
Yeah, now I'm looking.
But thank you so much for taking my call. I mean, I don't want to cut you off.
Oh
but
no, you're good. You're good. Now I'm just like kind of following the maps with you as you're talking, looking at that Veterans Parkway, and yeah, I'm definitely gonna have to look into this more. But people in the chat are definitely enjoying your call, so thank you for the information. And I'll definitely have to look at some of your videos as well.
Thank you. Yeah. And do you mind if I share this portion of your video on my channel?
Yeah, absolutely. Go for it.
Thank you so much. And I'm already subbed to you. So.
Awesome. Sounds good. Thank you so much.
All right. Have a good night.
Yeah,
Bye.
You too. Bye. Interesting. Okay, so that was a great call. Thank you for calling MTGV TV. This is her channel. I went to her channel and looked at the community tab that she shared. So that's what she's referring to in that call. About the condition of the body. So I'm going to have to look into that for sure. Someone else asked about doing another call. I mean, if someone calls, is it Nyambi? If you call, it'll come through because it's definitely up still. So I'll do another quick call. So anyways, thank you for the call. But that's interesting. Veterans Parkway is just up the road from so this is the Beyond. Well, I guess this is Veterans, right? No, this is Historic US 66. It looks like it turns into Veterans Road, Veterans Parkway right up here. Anyways, we're going to do another quick call. And sorry, I know I just said that the stream was ending soon, but we got maybe one more.
To accept, press 1. To send a voicemail, press...
This is Veterans, right? No, this is Historic US 66.
Hello.
It looks like it turns Veterans Road.
Hello.
Hello, how are you?
Good. I'm doing well. This is Nyambi.
Okay. Oh, yeah. How do you... So, Nyambi?
Yes,
okay.
It's Nyambi.
Nyambi. Thanks for calling.
I guess my video is... No, thank you for taking my call. I guess my video is a little bit slow. I didn't know that you were picking up right now.
Oh, yeah. There's always a couple-minute delay on stream. So, yeah, thank you for muting it. Appreciate it.
You're welcome. The young lady that just called spoke on some of the things that I wanted to mention. I only wanted to call to discuss or or bring up the wallet situation.
Mm-hmm.
So it's reported that his wallet was found on September 2nd. And Carmen mentions in several of her interviews that the authorities told her that someone was reported to the authorities that they saw someone in red drop the wallet on September 2nd.
Okay.
Jelani's body was found in the river on September 4th. September 4th, when they found his body was already badly decomposed, which means he's been placed in the river probably August 25th, like shortly after he went missing, in order for his body to decompose that bad up until September 4th. So if they saw someone drop his wallet on September 2nd, that means that so I'm bringing this up I know completely without a doubt that this isn't suicide, and that just goes to show that other people are definitely involved. Even if it was someone who didn't necessarily kill him that found the wallet, they saw someone drop his wallet on September 2nd. 2 days later, his body was found in the water. Given the state of his body has to been in that water before September 2nd. Right. So that wasn't Jelani that had dropped the wallet. So I just wanted to bring up the dates of when his body was found, the wallet was found, and what the authorities told Carmen about, someone in red was seen dropping the wallet.
Mm-hmm. Wow. Well, thank you. I mean, because, even from September or August 25th, when he was reported missing, to September 4th is 10 days? So I would imagine, and so are they trying to say that was potentially him that dropped the wallet 2 days before on the 2nd? Or are they just saying it was someone in red?
They said someone in red, but it sounded like it was a lot of backtracking. If you listen to Carmen's interview, you can kind of hear like her sentiments of, okay, they said someone in red dropped the wallet on the 2nd, which is how they found the wallet. 2 days later, you didn't find the body. But they don't tell Carmen that they found the body until weeks later. So when she's doing the timeline rundown, it doesn't make sense on how his body was found on the 4th, and it was badly decomposed, which means it could not be Jelani Day with the wallet on the 2nd.
Right, yeah.
And so it's a lot of backtracking. It's a lot of backtracking to now say, oh, they thought it was Jelani. How could that have been Jelani on the 2nd dropping the wallet and his body was found on the 4th, already barely decomposed, been in the water for several days?
Yeah. Yeah, that doesn't add up. It would almost mean that he would have had to have been in the water really shortly after going missing. Because 10 days it's a fair amount of time, and water does a lot to a body pretty quickly. But still, 2 days prior, there's no way. It would have had to have been late August. Wow. Well, and people in the chat are definitely someone saying thank you for this awesome information. And, I think I rushed into this a little bit. I kind of just started looking into this case today. And so I wasn't able to get into some of those interviews like you were mentioning. And so if I do make another, just like a standalone video on this, I'm going to have to go in and try to find some of those interviews that you're referring to from his mom talking about that, because that's all super helpful information. So thank you for calling.
You're welcome. I've been watching this every day since I first got the missing flyer on my Ring doorbell notification on the neighborhood app.
Okay,
and I've
so
been watching
are you in the area then? So you're in that area?
I'm in Chicago, so I'm not close.
Okay. Yeah.
Close, but I'm invested in it because Jelani could have been my brother. He could have been me. I'm 25, African American, and I'm focused on school, and I can just only imagine. You're on this good path in life, and for something to happen to you that is so unfortunate, and your mom has no answers. It's bizarre.
Yeah, and even Chicago, you're right there. That's your backyard, right? So that's hitting close to home for you too. So, wow. Well, thank you so much for calling in, and thanks for watching. Hopefully, in the coming days and weeks, more people will hear about this story and potentially shed some light on it, and we can get some answers for his family. So,
thank you.
Thanks
Thank you
again
for using your platform for this.
Oh, of course. Yeah, definitely. And hopefully we'll see you in a future stream. And thanks again for calling in. Appreciate it.
Alrighty. Have a good one.
Yeah, you too. See ya.
Bye.
Wow, that was a great call as well. Oh my gosh. I'm so glad I didn't cut the stream short. I know that we're on a bit longer than we normally are, and my Alexa's freaking out because I think I just got some packages delivered. But wow, thank you for calling Nyambi and sharing what you know about the case. People are really thanking you in the comments. Depending on how warm the water was, could make a difference with time regarding decomposition. Absolutely. I'm really glad I didn't stop the stream now. Madison Ray says, Aaron, you can get a lot of info from the News Tribune paper from LaSalle, Illinois, or the Peoria Journal Star. Okay, that's awesome. Thank you for that. I'll look into more information for sure when I make my separate video on this case at some point. I think I'm probably going to. Maybe the package is your new shoes. No, the new shoes are in Canada. I'm going to Canada for the holidays, so they're there. But yeah, like Cheryl just said, this becomes more and more heartbreaking. This story, it's a hard one to follow. It's a hard one to see all of these interviews come through and realize just how, like, this person, there's nothing that can bring him back, and that's what hurts the most in all of this. The answers that we're looking for in the story is now what we're after, and it doesn't take away from the fact that it's just a heartbreaking story. So anyways, guys, thank you so much. I've turned off the Google calls. Thank you to the 2 people who called MTGV TV, make that go viral, and Nyambi. Those were both great calls, and I appreciate you guys filling me in as I'm very new to the story. Aaron, you take too many vacations. I haven't taken too many vacations. I went back to the holidays, or back to the Midwest for Thanksgiving, but then we're going up to Vancouver for Christmas. So it's not really a holiday. It's just, it's the holidays. But it does feel like a vacation, getting to go. So, dang, just got here. We'll have to rewatch. I've been painting. Oh, Darla, you've been painting. Also, I feel like you were painting last time, Darla. Send me some photos of these paintings. I'd love to see. One quick thing here. Oh yes, no. Yeah. I'm gonna be wrapping up here. Alicia, thank you so much. Thank you. We took a couple of calls. They were great. Alicia, the wonderful mod, has been in and out today. Show some love in the chat to Alicia. And yeah, thank you guys for watching. If you haven't already, hit the subscribe button down below to follow the channel, as we will be going over not only potentially another Jelani Day live stream as more information hopefully comes out, but future cases, current cases that have not been resolved. I think we're getting close to 13,000 subscribers, which is really cool. We may not be as close as I thought. Let me check. But thanks to the people who have joined and subscribed and followed the channel. Oh yeah, so we're not nearly as close as I thought. We are still almost 400 people away. But to the people that are here that want to subscribe, I would really appreciate it. And let me see the last couple comments as we send off. I will catch the replay. Great live again. Thank you, Miss Wee Lassie. Thanks to the people joining late. Definitely check the replay. I know it was a long stream, but going through the entire timeline was super helpful. Oh, Darla's painting walls. Okay, I didn't know if you were painting like paintings. But anyways, thank you. Thank you to everyone that joined, and I will see you guys in the next one. Raindrops, Vicky, Happy Face, Joyce, EM, thanks again for the super chat. Missy Me, Beautiful Savage, thank you all for being here. JTube, of course, take care. Callie, glad I found your channel. I'm impressed with your deep dives. Thank you, Callie. Sunshine, thanks so much. Oh, Beautiful Wife is at work, so she's not waiting for me to get off the computer, but thank you. Reese, missed the stream. That's okay. Check out the upload after if you'd like to learn more about the case. All right. Thanks so much, everyone. Panda, Chloe, everyone. See you in the next one.